Welcome back to 21st Century Inklings. Kicking the tires. It's like here in the month of June, prepping for a big push in July. I've set the goal as 50 phrases, which going back to a previous video, that's roughly 250 words. So 250 times 50 is roughly 12,500 words or so. Maybe a bump up for 60 words, 60 phrases, which would be roughly 15,000 words, which is more than what I have been getting, but obviously big prep up for 50,000, which talks about scheduling, that talks about meal planning, office on the go. I have a very good outline, still working-ish on characters because I'm still working off of my National Novel Writing Month from November 2023. I believe if I can get 50 phrases this month and 50,000 next month, I'll break into the third act. And once there, it's going to be easy, dominoes falling quickly. Actually, based on my husband's calculations, once I get myself everything that's in my traveling novel notebooks, both 1 and 2, I could get this draft done by the middle of August. Middle to late August. Personally, I'm going to set the goal to actually have this draft finally done probably end of September. Give myself a little breathing room after it's like 50,000 words in a month is a tough challenge. And year in, year out with the National Novel Writing Month, even though that's been having some issues lately, the original idea under the founder, Chris Beatty, was to go from, okay, you want to rival someday, let's make that today. And let's go from today to do, to doing, to done. You can't edit a blank page. This is mostly getting the first draft out, not necessarily all the editing, polishing, querying, publishing, whether that's traditional or self-publishing. It's just getting it out on paper or into the computer. And I'm going to try to get a good chunk of that done in July, which would actually be 25 years from the original time when the founder said, hey, let's go from someday to today to do to done. And me, been using a lot of Heartbreathing, that will link to her channel, her resources, to strengthen my understanding of the backbone of the outline. Once this draft is done, I know I'm still going to have to look at some serious structural issues, some characterization issues, as it was like, it's not just going to be spit and polish. But then again, no first draft is publishable. It's a first draft for a reason, going from to do to doing to done. And primarily looking at the schedules for me, schedule in July is fairly open, but I want to make this a practice run for November, which is going to be more limited. In July, I was like, husband's going to be on for a weekend. We got the 4th of July, and I'll be dealing with the fact that we now have a 6-month-old Shetland sheepdog who needs to be taken care of, fed, exercised, just like I need to be fed and exercised. And my husband actually be here, versus my husband was pretty much not here for the entire 2023's November Nano. And then on the positive side, I have a much less demanding commute than I did then. 2023, I was spending 2.5 hours of windshield time every day I worked. Now, when I work, it's usually no more than an hour windshield time. So that's going to the office and coming back, and 1 day a week that I can work from home, which is awesome. On the other hand, just the couple of weeks that I've been home, working from home on that 1 day, has not been a productive writing day mostly due to, hey, here's the cute husband and the cute puppy dog demanding my attention. I seemingly actually have more productive time actually in the office rather than at home. But I gotta overcome that. And so, yeah, looking ahead, in November, pretty much it's going to be that last week of November that's going to be taken up with family stuff. We do not live close to our family. We're about 15 hours by car, roughly 2 days, one way, to spend any time with them. So maybe more like 50,000 in 3 weeks. And planning to share all of July's adventures with you. Hopefully a quick live chat or recorded vlog, actually, each day of the week, each of the month. But we will see how that actually goes. And so far, I've done pretty well. In June, I've gotten 12 of my phrases done. Out of 50, I'd like to be 60. And this is June 9th. The original one that was recorded about a week ago decided it wasn't going to work. So this is try number 3 on this particular video. I don't know, every other day, but I want to be more consistent. I know for me, I need to be touching my story on a daily basis or almost daily basis to make real progress. And you'd be surprised what you can do in little bits of time. Which is the other thing that NaNoWriMo was great for. This is like, okay, the conditions do not have to be perfect to get some words on the page or on the screen. But you do have to be intentional with that time. Looking at my time, I'm pretending it's November and I don't have the whole last week. I'm seeing that I'm going to need to average about 22,000 words, 2,200 words actually, 2,200 words a day for the first like 3 weeks of July. So like 2,200, 4,400, 6,600, 8,800, and then probably a little bit of a slower day due to other known factors at this point. Take you along for the journey. I work a full-time job, plus I have the videos, so it's going to be a time crunch, a dedicated time crunch, but I can do it. And if you want to follow along, please subscribe. And like many ones, like how do I keep many decisions for everyday life taken care of so I don't worry about it later. Until next time, happy writing!